Marilyn and I flew to San Juan, Puerto Rico on February 21st, 2017 for a 16-day visit with Mike and Laura. They live in Vieques, population 9,100, an island just east of the main island of Puerto Rico. Mike and Laura picked us up at the airport and drove us an hour east to the ferry dock in Fajardo. Then we rode the ferry an hour and 15 minutes from Fajardo to Vieques. There are two main towns on Vieques, Isabel II on the north coast, population 1460, and Esperanza on the south coast, population 1670. On our first day on the island, Mike and Laura took us to Caracas Beach, one of many beaches on the island and their favorite. It's located on the south coast of Vieques Island. We enjoyed spending the morning at the beach and eating a picnic lunch. Abby got to join us in the shade and loved digging in the sand. The water is a beautiful crystal clear turquoise color, the sand is white and powdery, and the sky is bright blue. Some of the beaches are more remote. Here are Mike and Laura with their friend John's sailboat in the background. Float On, Mike's sailboat is moored near the beach directly behind Al's Mar Azul bar, where we enjoyed a wonderful fish fry on Friday night. It's the perfect place for Mike to meet people looking for a sailing charter. So far they've been able to run charters as often as they want, 2 or 3 times a week, and Laura schedules massages 6 or 7 times a week with only word-of-mouth advertising. It's a small world. Laura's financial advisor in Norfolk, Virginia, told her about a client who described their incredible vacation on a small island near Puerto Rico and their fabulous sailing charter. It turned out to be Vieques Island and Mike and Laura's charter business. I spent the day sailing with Mike and Laura. Marilyn chose to stay at the house with Abby and work on needlework. Everyone was happy. As Float On sails west, you can see the north shore of Vieques. This is Mike's mooring. There are no boat docks on Vieques, so Mike installed a mooring in the harbor. They use a dinghy to get back and forth to and from the boat. Mike guides the boat to the mooring while Laura hooks the mooring line.
You got it?
Notice the yellow road sign in the background telling you to expect curvy roads, which are everywhere in Vieques. It's interesting that speed limits are in miles per hour, while distance is in kilometers. This is the town square, or the plaza, in the center of Isabel II. It's a beautiful public park for concerts or to enjoy an ice cream cone and relax. A drive around the plaza takes you to Mike and Laura's house. Cars are often parked along the road, requiring drivers going opposite directions to take turns going around them. You have to be very patient. Drivers will often stop in the middle of the road to talk. Mike says that's their idea of social media. Many of the houses are freshly painted and well maintained. Puerto Ricans are very proud people. Notice the walls and gates around each property. I'm told that they are not so much for security as they are for keeping the wild horses that roam Vieques out of your property. Mike told us a story about a friend who visited and asked why everyone dumped their charcoal in the street, not knowing that it was actually left by the horses. This is Mike and Laura's two-bedroom rental house. They have a carport but often park on the street. Iguanas, geckos, and frogs are common wildlife in Vieques. Roosters also freely roam the village, and you can hear them crow all night long. Mike warned us about how noisy it is at night and suggested we might want to wear earplugs if we are light sleepers. The frogs and roosters are noisy all night. Esperanza is the other village on Vieques Island. It's located on the south side of the island and is more of a tourist area featuring restaurants and gift shops. This is our group, Laura, Mike, Marilyn, and Tom, after dinner in Esperanza. When the Navy left Vieques in 2003, some of the land was converted to a national wildlife area. This is the remains of an ammo depot. This is a ceiba tree that is over 300 years old. Always be on the lookout for wild horses when driving. They don't move out of the way. On our last day, we visited Old San Juan on the main island of Puerto Rico and spent the night in the Casablanca Hotel, a vintage hotel on one of the narrow streets in Old San Juan. We finished our stay with breakfast at the Berlin restaurant in Old San Juan before returning to the cold reality of March in Ohio.